Hi, friends and fellow Earth Angels. It's Gladys, and welcome back to my weekly Sunday card reading. And this spread will cover August 25th to the 31st. So we are in the last week of August, cruising through 2019. And one of the messages that I'm guided to share with you is remembering the love. Inner love, self-love, in a way of being able to reflect on this year so far and your journey up until this point. July and August was metamorphic. That's the word I want to use for a lot of the Earth Angel Collective. And I feel like rest and play has been the theme the last few weeks. And I wasn't really sure what my intention was into this reading. Like, I didn't really get a lot of clarity as to where it would be going, other than love, bringing it back to the love, self-awareness, reflection. We've kind of been in this play energy that has kind of shifted things. It's so amazing how when you set that intention and how things just naturally unfold, that give you the opportunity to play and have joyful experiences. So the cards that I chose for this week are all angelic. And I'm going to start with Keepers of the Light. I've been feeling guided to want to use this deck for a while now. It just wasn't the right time. And so when I went over to my deck stash, this popped out. So I feel like there's important messages in this deck. And then we're going to use Oracle of the Angels for more clarity. Angel therapy, action and things to take, like action, and it's kind of like going more in depth of things to do that can support you in your healing journey. And I have these beautiful crystal angels, one of my favorite decks. And we'll finish it up with, of course, Love and Light from Creator. All right, so let me see. Hold on. I think I want to turn on the light here and make it a little brighter. Hold on. Sorry about that. So, yeah, that feels much better. I just kind of want it to be bright. So let's begin. I want to open up space. Oh, we're starting with faith on the bottom, humanity and benevolence. So stay calm, trust the good in yourself and others, see the light in the world. Perfect way to start with the love. All right, so we will open up space. Maybe she'll come back, but I think that was a great introduction and the energy into this reading for this week. So I want to invite in all your guardian angels and guides, the archangels, the ascended masters, God source, creator of the universe, and all his holy beings of light who would like to assist with this guidance for you today. And I'm going to ask that the messages that come forth be for your best and highest good and the best and the highest good of all concerned. All right, friends, so let's start. I want to connect my heart to the keepers of the light. What is the most important message that the collective needs to hear, see, feel, and know right now? All right, so we'll start with this one. Interesting. Odin. I love his energy. So I personally don't have any experience with this guide, but he almost feels like a Merlin manifester energy. So Odin, his message is psychic insight. It says your third eye is open. See truth for what it is. Follow your intuition. I love this. It makes sense. It makes sense it makes sense that he would come in now as we've been in this energy of reflection. Well, it was action and then reflection and rest and recharge and then playfulness. It's almost been like a pathway on how to grow and expand into higher vibrational energies. So, given enough pause in meditation or reflection or time in nature, I feel like this is a card that's saying that the downloads are going to be coming more rapidly. There were more of the Earth Angel Collective awakening to their divine gifts and their intuition, their gift of spiritual insight to support the masses, the sleepers. And again, I don't say sleepers in a judgmental way. I was certainly a sleeper for many years. And then you wake up, you have an experience to something bigger and greater than you are. And that's what I mean about awakened and sleeper energy. They both have their benefits. They both have their good parts and their bad parts. So, but I feel like this week, as you've given yourself time to rest and you've recharged your energy and you've given yourself playtime, you're raising your vibration. And I feel like he's coming in to say, listen to your intuition. Listen to what you're be guiding, because that sleeper world can be very influential. It can definitely persuade you, is that the word I want to use? It can definitely sway you one way to another. And I feel like he's coming in to support you so that it's 100,000% clear of what the insight and the intuition you're getting. I almost am feeling guided to say too, being mindful that your psychic insight is genuine and authentic. And what I mean by that is, as an intuitive, you're getting information from a higher source. But that doesn't mean that you can't be influenced by your own ego, your own emotions. So I also feel too, if this is maybe a message for some of you who are intuitively working on creative projects. Maybe it's a business, maybe it's healing work, maybe you're doing intuitive work yourself with cards. I feel like he's coming in as a guide to support you so that whatever you're channeling is genuine and authentic. I also feel like this is a manifestor energy too. And you're creating something that's coming from your own idea. So it's going to be really important for you to go within and trust and follow your heart with the right steps. Too many people involved or too many opinions can make things really confusing. So I feel like he's going to be helping you with psychic insight. So if some of you out there are confused, you're not really sure, or you're feeling like I'm overwhelmed with the step-by-step process, call him in and he can give you the vision and the insight and the clarity to know the process. There's something about the ego here too. I'm feeling guided to share. Your intuition. So the egoic energy out there might want to sway you off course. I call it the fear love. Like people love us and they want the best for us, but sometimes when you share your hopes and dreams or you share your goals, it can trigger other people's fear, and they can like fear love on you, like, oh, don't do this or don't do that, or you should do this and you should do that. No channel should ever come from that place. Or if you're receiving information, be mindful of the information that you're receiving from your own self, or if you're going to intuitives and things like that for guidance, to make sure it's not coming from a fear-love place. And all I can say, for me, it's a feeling. It's a feeling in my chest, in my stomach when I fear, when it's like I'm receiving guidance, but it's like a fear-love. It's almost kind of like a shock to my system, my solar plexus and my heart. And it for me, it's just like my own self pulling back and checking in and following my own intuition, taking bits of information that feel like truth. And so some of you might be in a metamorphosis where your third eye is open right now. And so to be really mindful of coming from a loving place, receiving information from a loving place, and then he can support you if you're creating projects and using your intuition to keep you in an authentic place and keep you in this high vibration of unconditional love. Wow. Okay, so that's Odin. Let's see if he can give us some more information with the Oracle of Angels. Okay, Odin. What more do you want to tell us about that? I love the sword here too. The sword is very protective. It's kind of in this, I almost feel like this is like your suit of armor. Not that you have to protect yourself. It's not coming from a negative way, but as an earth angel, it's very easy for us to fall into that feeling powerless. You know, there's a lot of information out there on empaths and empathic people, and you can't do this and you shouldn't do this, and big crowds will drain you and all this stuff. But I believe that's almost like disempowering in a lot of ways. Like, absolutely we're sensitive, and absolutely we require more rest and sleep, but that's only for us to tap into our own intuition and recharge and reboot. And so I feel like I'm guided here to share that something that's symbolic like the sword is a reminder that you're in your own power, and people really don't have control over us or influence over us unless we allow it or believe that they can. So I feel like I want to just share, like, if you can embody this, Steve Nobel, I love his work, and he talks about the Archangel Michael, and Archangel Michael's like symbol is the sword. So I feel like some of you, especially with this energy here, may be guided to call on the sword or invoking the sword, and remember that you hold the power. Again, this has got nothing to do with anybody else. This has got nothing to do with negative people. It's got nothing to do with external and everything to do with internal. It's a mindset, and knowing that you were born with everything that you needed to take care of yourself, health-wise, support-wise. Now, that does not mean we are wired as human beings to need and want connection and want to have a community and be in that space. And we're really growing out of this loner baloney and being on our own and this loneliness. It's kind of just old. So we're learning to reintegrate into creating communities and networks and more of a higher vibrational energy. And for every person, it's going to be different. Everybody's going to match a different energy. And again, it's not good or bad. It's just the experience that we're experiencing in that moment. And so I feel like as we're becoming magnets and we're being called together to like band and communities and networks, there can be this egoic stuff that comes up, like, these are my people, these are not my people, like, oh, what they're doing or what this one's doing or that one's doing. Really kind of be mindful of pulling back and going within and remembering the love at your heart, really tapping into what that vibration feels like and radiating that out, getting more clear about the type of love that you want in your life, but also remembering that you hold the power. You've got this sacred energy that supports you, and you have the ability to sever a cord. You cannot cut cords of love, but sever a cord that's unhealthy with no judgment on the other end, just saying, okay, let me pull back. And it doesn't necessarily mean it's a no forever, but it may be like a no for right now. So I think this is like a message into like boundaries and loving yourself. This is definitely not the direction that I wanted to go with this reading, but hey, it's coming out. So again, it's a general reading, so it may not resonate with everybody, but I think these are messages as this collective is growing and expanding. And of course, these messages are timeless. So these are going to resonate whenever you fall upon my channel or you're listening to this. So even if this is months or years ahead, like, this is the message that you need to hear now. This is the space and the vibrational energy that you're in now. So, okay, let me actually pull a card now. Odin, what expanded message do you have for the group? angel whispers. Oh, I love it. This beautiful girl. And this is the message 28. I love the scenery in the back. This is what I mean about play. This is what I mean about resting and recharging and hearing the whispers of the angels. Again, it goes with psychic insight. And for me, I'm feeling masculine and feminine energy right here. And they can really come together in beautiful harmony. So again, I have to reflect on the yin yang symbol, the balance of black and white. I think that's really important right now, is for us to be tapping into both these vibrational energies and coming into harmony with that within. And I feel like God is whispering, the angels are whispering insight to you right now. And again, it doesn't feel like it's going to be forceful. I feel like it's going to be like so loving and gentle. I'm just realizing, like, I was guided to put these rose quartz, which is like a love stone. And of course my pink candle, which is all about love. So even just meditating with some rose quartz or getting some rose quartz can really fill you up to overflowing. So again, I've been saying this for at least the last few weeks, if not all throughout the year. God is getting ready to activate the miracles that we carry within us. People have been watching our journey. People have been on the path with us, or experiencing what we've been going through by sharing, whether it's health stuff, whether it's financial stuff, whether it's intuition stuff, personal stuff, career. We've been on this journey, and I just keep getting this image. It's so clear. It's almost like God's getting ready to turn the ignition and start us all up. And he's going to start invoking through us his miracles. So things are going to start coming in alignment, and he needs to know that you are dialed into your own intuition and hearing the divine, the angels, him, creator, to put this stuff out into the world for things to unfold. I'm also hearing the message, believe in the impossible. Believe in the impossible. Your miracle is about to be activated, and your role as an earth angel on this planet is to share your miracles. So there might be an abundance of books coming out, podcasts, maybe more channels. Remember, everybody has their own individual network of people that are going to gravitate towards you. And I feel like we're on the cusp of that. I feel like we're on the cusp of really big things. God knows how much you've been working on the details, following that step-by-step process. And, I also want to share too, like, make something happen. If you believe in your heart, you're supposed to connect with somebody, or you're supposed to talk to somebody, or you're supposed to have an experience. I just feel like follow your heart. Like, if somebody tells you no, or, trust your intuition and show up for that. You don't have to justify. That's not what I'm saying. You don't have to justify. You don't have to try to prove, but really state your case, because there are a lot of fearful people too that are fearful of growing and expand, and being really able to be really clear about who you are. And that's what I mean about self-love, is like really know your own essence and what works well for you and what doesn't work well for you. This is this journey we've been on the last couple months to get clarity. And I feel like these two energies are coming in to support you in that. All right, so let me go into the angel therapy deck. All right, so what messages as we go into the angel whisper? So I kind of want to expand on this energy here. What messages do you have for the collective? What do you need them to know? Angel therapy. Wow. Okay. Oh, I think we have a couple here. Cancel, clear, delete. That's that fear love that I was telling you about. Oh my gosh, there's the sword again. So wild. And of course, this is the embodiment of Archangel Michael for me. Michael cuts the cords, the attachments. And again, this isn't in a disempowering way. It's a way for you to empower yourself while you're in it, while you're in an experience. Maybe you feel like you're being drained, or maybe you feel like, you get that shock to the system, like your emotional guidance system is screaming at you, like pull out or move away, or this isn't right. Archangel Michael can assist. So the message here says, use only positive words and thoughts as they're rapidly manifesting into form. There's the manifesting energy again. Ask the angels to cancel the effects of past negative thinking. So this almost feels like that fear love. If you're getting like fear love that's coming at you and you're going into that place of worry, invite Archangel Michael, and sometimes we can just say cancel, clear, delete. It's like the delete button on the computer. And it's so funny because what happens is, I'm just getting this image, is like when you hit delete on something, a warning box always comes up that says, are you sure? So sometimes we can cut these cords, but we might not confirm or affirm, yes, I'm sure. So what happens is sometimes when we set that intention to cut a cord or an attachment to a person, place, thing, or idea, what can happen is the experience can come back at you within like the hours, days or weeks ahead. And it's kind of the universe's way of saying, are you sure? And this is where the psychic insight comes in. So you might be guided to, I feel like almost like I want to say, shut the door on something. And then it might open back up for a little bit. And it's that message that says, are you sure? And that's where Michael comes in with the sword. And you might have to go into this psychic insight to just be sure. Because sometimes it's really confusing when we think we let something go and then it comes back and your heart is open and you're receiving. And there's all these messages. It can be very confusing. So there's this are you sure energy. So we may be in this space this week. Things might come back that you thought you finished or you thought you were done with, and that you thought you cancel, cleared, and delete, and then the universe is hitting that button saying, are you sure? And say, yes, I'm sure. Call on the Archangel Michael. You may not be sure. The energies might be different, and you might want to reopen something with better boundaries, clearer communication. So that are you sure energy gives you an option to rethink things, because again, we just don't want to just start tossing things out of our life that could have potential, but it just might not be like done marinating yet. I hope this is making sense. And so the other card that popped out was, if you get nervous, focus on service. And it's funny because I just looked at my clock as I said that, and it said 22, which is like a have faith number, and 44, which is the angel number. So the message here says, put your entire intention on answering the question, how can I make the world a better place? And the law of attraction will automatically take care of your needs. I love that. Of course, she's holding a candle. It's almost like the angel. I feel like I'm guided to say this angel is lighting the way for you. Remember, angel whispers, call on the angels. As I just mentioned, the angel numbers is 4, 44, 444. It means hundreds of thousands of angels are with you. Ask them anything. If you're seeing the 4s, tell me in the comments. If you have a story on how the 4s have shown up for you this week, leave a message in the comments, or leave me a number 4 in the comments. Let me know that you're feeling the angels and you're seeing them. And that's why I feel like if you're not sure what to do, if this feels blocked, psychic insight feels blocked, because it just might not be time yet. But you have to understand that when the universe hits that go button, like I said, I just keep getting this image of God turning the ignition, us all like being activated, and it's almost like the image of stormtroopers, like those white stormtroopers in Star Wars. I'm pretty sure it's Star Wars. Forgive me. I'm not a big movie person. And I just feel like we're all being activated spiritually. So any thoughts of like not enough and lack and disempowerment and I'm not really sure, that all stuff that's being flushed out. That's that cancel, clear, delete thing. Like, oh, I don't know if I can do it, or I don't know how it's going to work, or I'm not sure. This one feels like it's better. cancel, clear, delete. It may come back where the universe says, hey, you have this job opportunity that's same, and just like you've been doing, do you really want this, or do you really want to take the leap? It may come back and say, are you sure? Nope, don't want this. I'm going to keep moving forward. And remember, the universe abides by the law of free will. So they don't intervene, or they won't unless we're asking. This is why prayer and meditation and affirmations and just being open, your heart chakra being open to receive, is so powerful. So I cannot stress enough how a regular spiritual practice on a daily basis is so important. It really keeps you in this vibration to stay awake. And the universe says, if you start to backpedal, or if you start to get nervous and you're not really sure, focus on service. Again, this question, how can I make the world a better place? It all stems back to that energy of love, where that energy of love is being activated within our body to radiate out, and then that will become a magnet of all things good. So if love has been damaged in your vibration, if love has been really hard, whether it's romantically, whether it's with family and friendships, we're learning how to be a different person here on this planet. We're learning how to be a different kind of friend, a different kind of lover, a different kind of child or daughter or son, or we're just embodying a very different energy. So it can feel very alone and isolating, but that's not the space we're supposed to stay. And I feel like the angels are whispering in our ears. They're saying, focus on service. And you'll be activated with the ideas of how to do that volunteer work, showing up at a church that you feel is empowering and uplifting for you, even gathering with like-minded people. So last night I went to Plant City. It's a new restaurant here in Rhode Island, in Providence, and it's all plant-based foods. And just being in the energy with like-minded people who are eating just, I don't know, plants and feeling good and just being out. It just felt really good. That was kind of like part of my play and integration in this week. And it just felt good to be around like-minded people. Although I had no connections really to anybody that was there, I just feel like we had this mutual community of just feeling good and caring about ourselves, and eating a healthier diet. And it just felt good. And there were so many options but again, there was also like brownies, and there was a bar, and there was, all different kinds of foods. And I feel like it was just like a harmonious balance of like the overall general, like people in their own space of self-love. Now, that doesn't mean if you eat junk food that you're not loving yourself. That's not what I'm saying. Or if you're eating outside of plant-based, that's not what I'm saying, that you don't love yourself. I'm just feeling like being around people who are in that space and mutually enjoying life around this kind of food is cool, and it's powerful. And it was just really nice to be there. And it was kind of my way to kind of receive and be in that space, so that I can continue to share love in the way that I do. All right, so let me get into the crystal angels. Crystal angels, what's the most important thing for the collective to know this week? What loving message do you have for the collective this week? There we go. Oh, I love it. Wow. All right, I'll show you. Gold. Look at this gold. All right, I'm going to read it, and I'll tell you my wow moment. Divine intervention. God sends miracles to answer your sincere prayers. Yes, yes, yes. Now that's an exclamation point, because I just channeled that a little while ago. And I'm just looking at these. My wow, my big wow was like, look at this. I almost feel like if I was to think of like what a manifesting energy would be like, it would be this. It's crazy because now I have to say, I don't know the tarot. I don't know the cards very well. But what I am seeing is the Magician card in the tarot deck, as it represents a manifesting energy. Again, I don't know if it makes sense. Those of you who are tarot friendly out there, like really know it well, maybe you can share in the comments like what the Magician means and the manifesting part of it, because I'm not sure, but that is a message that I'm being guided to say right now. But like I said, I don't really have a lot of knowledge on it, so I'm not going to act like I do. But your psychic insight is as precious as gold. And I feel like that's what the angels want you to know right now, that you need to value your own psychic insight and the divine as precious as gold. Gold is one of the most sturdy, solid, valuable, I don't know what, metals, stones, like on this planet. I just kind of blanked for a second. It is incredibly valuable. And so I also feel like this is this energy saying to that self-love part of honoring your own creative space, your own insight, and protecting it. Because I feel like as we move forward on this journey, I think what's going on in astrology, we're seeing a lot of like shadow and light colliding. And I mean like fear, like the fear love in the shadow. When light gets bigger, law of attraction brings up the shadow. So this is the space that we've been in with our inner work. It's like as we're ascending on this spiritual journey, this year alone, a lot of our shadow stuff came to surface, meaning our weaknesses, our worries, our fears, our programs, our old beliefs, our old ways of doing things. Like that has been really in our face. The ego, all those things, even people, the negativity, the brainwashing, the implanting their own fear love on you. Like this is all stuff that we're not mindful of that can really affect our vibration. But as those of you who are watching this video has pulled back and you've gone within, you've been ascending on this journey, you're up-leveling spiritually, and you've been clearing out all this shadow stuff. And so it's not a surprise that as you get brighter, that you may encounter within your own self and externally fears, worries, roadblocks, things like that. And I feel like this is where he's coming up in this energy and reminding you of how precious this gift is, and to really honor it. Again, God sends miracles to answer sincere prayers. So even feeling it in your body, like, God, I give it to you. I'm releasing it. Going for a walk, clearing your head, drinking your water, getting your rest, being around people who are mutually supportive in the space that you're in, the people who are championing you on. This is a lot of the spiritual work that I do, as a divine teacher, as a divine channel, as a spiritual teacher, as a peer mentor. I mean, my gift is to be able to read the energy of the soul and awaken the human that's connected to it to that higher mission who hasn't been able to see it yet. And I shine a light on that. But, ultimately it's going to be that person's job to go out. And again, it could be related to health. It could be related to money. It could be related to volunteer service. It could be related to intuitively creating something. There's so many things that come up with that. So having a support system of mutually supportive people that can guide you is so powerful. It's so precious. And remember, it starts within. You have been gifted with all the knowledge and wisdom that you need. Now, that does not mean that you don't need the support of healthy, good doctors that know. It does not mean that you don't need healthy support of, let's say you've got a legal issue, of a team of people who know and understand, who can support you. Maybe you're looking to buy a house, or maybe you're looking for like financial security or getting better. That doesn't mean that you don't need the support of people who have the knowledge and wisdom, but ask God to guide you to the right people that can support you on this journey that has the right knowledge and wisdom. This is what's happening. And as these things are unfolding, we're being guided to share it. Amazing. So don't forget, God's got your back. I just want to look at the book real quick. Okay. it is a metal. Oh boy. So it's funny, when I'm channeling, I get so much in the dream world that like logic and reason sometimes, and my left brain just basically shuts right off. So about gold, I think it's important. I want to share what it says about gold. It says this precious elemental metal is considered valuable because its relative rarity and its malleability, which makes it soft enough to easily transform into jewelry. Scientists believe that gold arrived on this earth from asteroids. While technically an element rather than a crystal, gold, like copper, which is also featured in this deck in the form of azurite and malachite, is both symbolic of the divine and an amplifier of prayers and intentions. Gold is also the energy or a color of Jesus Christ. Oh my gosh, I'm glad I read that. Again, the manifesting, going to that high vibration of unconditional love. Again, if Jesus is part of your vibration, if Jesus is somebody who you resonate strongly with, I mean, he's one of my guides that he's my go-to, he's my number one. Know that this energy is precious as gold, and they're all activating this energy within you, and they want you to be excited. They want you to be in this vibration of love and joyful and radiating on the planet, and remembering that sword that came in. Oh, this is a staff, but the sword that came in, and the sword that I was guided to talk about here, remembering you have that, like that is your psychic insight. That sword is, your ability to see through the veil in a beautiful way, in a spiritual way. So I'm glad I read that. All right, let me finish here. Let me finish with God, Source Creator, his final message for you this week. What is the most important thing he wants to share with you this week? Okay. Oh, there's two. All right. It's funny, every time I bring God in, like I do this deck, the readings are longer. It's like, I got stuff to say. We got space. Let's do it. All right, so acknowledge God's truth. Beautiful. So the message says, and you will know the truth, and the truth will set you free. I feel like I want to say, it's the aha moments. It's the epiphanies. It is those moments when you're like, I get it. I understand it. I am bigger than my own body. That's God's truth. God wants us to be more than these humans in a body, and we're being activated. And when you know truth, the truth will set you free. And this means freedom from pain and suffering, peace, freedom from sadness, freedom from the sleeper world, the ego. Now, this doesn't mean that you won't experience any of those things, because it really is part of the balance to keep you moving on your journey. But it means, like, when you know truth, you know that whatever you're experiencing, good, bad, or indifferent, is part of the journey. And so challenges and difficulties and what appears to be pain and suffering is actually an up-leveling and an ability of getting stronger. I like to use often the energy of going to, like, the gym. When you go to the gym and you up-level weights, or you put more of an incline on your treadmill or something, the next day, more often than not, you're going to feel sore. And I call it the good sore. Everybody says, oh, I'm sore, but it's a good sore because I did legs, or I did arms, or I ran an extra mile or something. And so when you feel that, it's almost like there's this good sore because you feel like you're working it. You feel like you're doing something. You feel like you're getting stronger, as painful as it is. So God wants you to think of these challenges and these difficulties that you're going through as like the good sore. Just shifting your mindset into knowing truth, that it's not lessons, it's not punishment, it's an opportunity to grow and expand beyond your own limits. And then what happens is you just get stronger. I mean, look at the example of the Olympics. Year after year after year after year, there are human beings breaking records year after year. It's because there's this wall or this ceiling, and somebody's got that dedication, that knowledge and wisdom that can just push them that sometimes milliseconds faster than the one previous. So a lot of us are in this space right now. I just read the next card. So the other card says, be the powerful presence of peace. Hallelujah, friends. I feel like I'm speaking church right now. So the message says, give all your worries and cares to God, for He cares about you. Again, more validation for what I've been channeling the messages. I mean, this is so cool. Like, see yourself as this beautiful unicorn. I just put on my Instagram a quote that says, nobody is like you, and that's your superpower. So we're all these unicorns. If you can really pull back from what everybody else is doing, and really you can learn so much from your animals and your children right now. I mean, they are so dialed in, and they are such incredible teachers by really resting, sleeping, laughing, and playing. I mean, that's what they're doing. So you can learn a lot about your own uniqueness. And I feel like that's what God is activating within you right now. You know, I really firmly believe, like, if the whole planet was tapped into their own beautiful essence and quit worrying about what everybody else was doing and feeling like they needed to control everything, I think we'd have a world that was in a lot more harmonious space. Now, again, that could be, you know, airy-fairy for some of you who are watching this, and it could be like far-fetched, but, you know, I truly believe, and I can do that for myself in my own world, because again, law of attraction creates what happens on the inside is a direct reflection of what's happening on the outside. So I can certainly believe that within myself, and you can move to believe that within yourself, and the community of networks start to band together, and then your world starts to look like that. Your world starts to look like beautiful unicorns and people coming together. This is a sense of community. As we're creating, it's about bringing harmonious people, like having pieces. Like, some people are tech people, some people are finance people, some people are structure and order people, some people are creative and artists. And think about what an amazing planet this would be if everybody was working in harmony in their own power. I mean, really, I want that, or something even better. So anyway, that was my church gospel for the day. All right. I think there it is, friends. So I am going to close space by thanking all your guardian angels and guides, the archangels, the ascended masters, God, source, creator of the universe, and all his holy beings of light that assisted with this guidance for you today. And I'm going to ask that any healing that was started continue for as long as it needs to be done. I just channeled an angel therapy for love pick a card reading. So stay to the end of this video and it will come up and you can just kind of click the link. I'll also put the angel therapy for healing as well, because those pick a cards can also help to support you again throughout the week. And you can go back to those readings at any time, and you might be guided to a different pile, or you may be guided to the same pile and a message that you need to hear again that might resonate with you in a different way. If at any point you feel like you need guidance, scroll through my channel. Of course, the messages are always meant to be timeless, so you can always come back and just pick a card, pick a reading that resonates, that can support you. Come in to see me at the office or book an appointment. A lot of this type of work that I'm doing is my divine guidance session, and it's just specific to you. So I'm here to support you. Honestly, when you come into the office and you are opening space with me and you're giving me an opportunity to share and channel, you're really just supporting me to be able to give the masses more insight about what's happening with the collective. Now, of course, I would never share anything like personally, but I see things through patterns. It's kind of like the Matrix. I see things through patterns and repetitive like messages that come in. So when you come in for a session and you're filled up, I'm actually receiving as well. So, I really appreciate that. Energy state exchange donations are all great. So all the links are in the description below. So let me just say, I appreciate you. Thank you for showing up. If you feel like these messages could resonate with another person that you love, please share. I really, truly appreciate it. It just helps me get that energy out there more so. If you have not heard it today or nobody's told you in a while, I love you. God loves you so much. Trust in the divine. Trust your intuition. And I send you love with heavenly hugs. Bye for now.